if you see this syllabus of geography, there are different components, you can divide them. Geography, GS1, syllabus, let's simplify the syllabus. Okay, syllabus have used certain complex words, but let's try to simplify it. If you see overall syllabus of geography, there are basically three parts. Part 1, part 2, and part 3. It will help you to understand the subject in more simple way. Okay, so the whole geography can be divided in 3 parts. Part 1 is your fundamental geography. Okay, so this is conceptual geography. Conceptual geography, which involves, mostly people say it as the world geography. It's the physical geography basically. Just understand first, then write. Okay, conceptual geography, it's sometimes people call it as the physical geography. Physical geography. Here also you will see two types. Type 1 is Indian physical geography and the world physical geography. Okay, first we are understanding the syllabus, then we'll go to the PYQ analysis. So there is physical geography, or you can say I'm saying it as conceptual geography, which is again divided the Indian and the world geography. Part 2 is more focused on the resources, which we call as, sometimes they call it as the human and economic geography. Human and economic geography. Here the most important focus area of the syllabus is on resources. This word resources are mentioned in the syllabus. The second important focus area is land. This is the part of resources only. Second important focus area is industries. Industries. These are the two areas in which UPSC focus, syllabus focus. Third is, they have mentioned geophysical phenomena. Geophysical phenomena like earthquake, disasters, mostly earthquake, tsunami, and these all things. Here also we will divide into two parts. One is that the concepts of disasters, and second is the disaster management. This part they have kept in GS3. The whole syllabus you can summarize in these 6. Within resources, they have given the multiple resources, but most focus is on mineral, energy, water, and land. Within land, agriculture is an important area, agriculture and plantation. Okay, now you'll see the PYQs revolving around these things. All PYQs of UPSC geography are mostly focused on this thing. Among them, this is the favorite area of UPSC, water resource, depletion, some different ways they are asking. Water resource, favorite area. One question they are asking from this world geography more frequently. So the world geography question, water and this disaster and its management, these 3 has to be the most priority for us. You have to cover everything, but when you are covering this geography syllabus, these 3 area, water resource, world and disaster management, should be very, very thoroughly you have to do, because the questions are very common there. Okay, now how they have divided, basically now we know the physical geography, human geography, and geophysical phenomena. This is nothing but disasters. So geography can be studied in 3 dimensions. I think ma'am has already covered this conceptual part, and also she has done something about some question on the resources. Today we'll complete this human geography part, and in tomorrow's class the disaster management part. Next class will be on the environment. Okay, that way geography can be completed. Now, within this, in the resource, if you before going into the resource, one by one we'll understand from the PYQ. You will observe it. See, now salient features of world physical geography. It's asking. Now, it's better to cover the Indian physical geography within this only. Suppose you are studying the climatology. You can't study climatology of world and the monsoon separately. Monsoon is a part of the climatology, right? Monsoon is a part of the climatology, El Nino and so, or the Walker Sill, and these things which are the part of the Indian monsoon. I mean, these jet streams, how they influence, these things are part of Indian monsoon when we cover different seasons and those things. Better to cover them under the physical geography. Indian part should also be added here, so that the all conceptual things should be in one side. Okay, now see here, question. I skip randomly, let's say. What characteristics can be assigned to the monsoon climate that succeed in feeding more than 50% of the world population residing in the monsoon Asia? Question is on physical geography of monsoon. Okay, understand. Define mantle plume and explain its role in the tectonics. Again, physical geography. Okay, so direct concept asked there. Now, for this, you have already covered the templates and those things. Like see, whenever the question, mostly this whole physical geography, how we divide them? We divide them into the different categories. Like how we divide. First is geomorphology, climatology. This is Indian world. Then comes your oceanography. Then comes geophysical, that is disaster, how it is linked. Then comes ecological, and then comes socio-economic. This is the way we divide the whole physical geography, these dimensions. Now you can cover it. For example, characteristics of the assigned to monsoon. Now you need to know the components of the climate. If you know the components of the climate, you can write this. Like characteristic can be assigned to the monsoon. You have to think from the components of the climate related to the monsoon. What are the components of the climatology? Climatology, there are some important things like the temperature changes, jet streams, right? We study about jet stream, right? Differential heating, insolation of the differential, the land and the sea variations, air mass, keywords, right? We study, right? Then you have the wind pattern, ocean currents. So these are the different things we study under the climatology. Now this question came, we have not studied. At least we know these 7-8 points which comes under the climatology, right? Think about this and link it. Right? You can write 7-8 point you can generate. Yes, monsoon, okay, jet stream influence is there. Differential heating of the land and the ocean is there. Air movement is there. Sometimes there is importance of the Himalaya landform impact. Importance is there. So it's asking about the climatology. Think about that. Next is the define mantle plume, explained its role in the plate tectonics. Which topic? Geomorphology. Now we should have the component of geomorphology. We can write it role in the plate tectonics. Right? Plate tectonics, whenever we hear about the plate tectonics, what are the components of it? Think about the component wise. Plate tectonics means how plate tectonic, okay, ocean, continent, right? Ocean, and then the movement of the plates, formation of the different landforms, subduction, convergence, divergence. These are the things, now. So the point here is that whenever we are getting it, we need to divide them into different component in the geography around these dimensions. I mean, if it is the common, how ocean currents and the water masses differ in their impact on the marine life and the coastal environment. Again, they are asking about the impacts on ocean current, water masses. This is oceanography. Getting questions? Are you able to identify questions? How, from where in the syllabus? In the syllabus, can you link it clearly, right? They are asking physical geography questions. We have taken very random. I'm not able to scroll properly. But clearly we saw the question from geomorphology, climatology, oceanography. And they are linking with ecology and socio-economy. How? See, the ocean current impact the marine life and coastal environment. Ecology, marine life, they are linking it or not? Yes. They are linking it. And that's why this dimension. Ecology, socio-economic. Sometimes they can link with the socio-economic also. Okay, so that is the first part of it. Similarly, like the types of rocks, and these are the geomorphological topics.
Go to that. You click on the move. Yes, go.
Acha, from here.
You come back and select the pad.
Okay. Very good. Yeah. Thank you so much. It helped me a lot. Okay. Now the second type, see this. Distribution of this, understand this topic very, very carefully. Otherwise, you will destroy 1 year. I mean, you will go in very different dimension. What UPSC have given here, see. Distribution here. Distribution of key natural resources across the world, including South Asia and Indian subcontinent, factors responsible for the location of the primary, secondary and tertiary industries in various parts of the world. 2 words you see. First word is resource, second word is industries. And how I have divided? Resources, industries. 2 topics are only there. Within that, different resource, industry, primary sector industry, secondary sector industry, tertiary sector industry. Clear? I mean, why I am doing this? To understand the whole syllabus clearly. Are you able to visualize how the whole geography is? Whole geography, physical, Indian world. There, geomorphology, climatology, oceanography. Then they are asking about industries and resources. Resource means land resource, water resource, mineral resource, energy resource. 4 resources major there, which the questions we are asking. Industry, primary sector, secondary sector, tertiary sector. Are you able to know complete syllabus? Yes. Now, why it is important, you will understand. It helps you to understand the whole geography. And it helps you to create the points, because now you can imagine any question in these broad dimensions. The third is geophysical. Any event in geomorphology or climatology, does it have the impact on the geophysical or not? Take ocean current. Can it influence cyclone? Can it influence cyclone? Yes. It's moving water in the ocean. It can direct the cyclone. So, climatology impact have on disaster. Mantle plume, it's plate tectonic. Can it impact earthquake? Yes. Can it impact volcanism? Both are what? Disasters. So, this physical, geophysical is impacting this disasters. Can we link it? Yes. Do the volcanism have the impact on resources? Yes. What resource? Geothermal energy. Fertile land. Yes. Similarly, do this geomorphology have the impact on the resource like the water energy? Yes. Geomorphology like weathering creates the fertile land. Weathering brings the mineralization, refinement of the minerals. Getting? This is the whole geography. I can teach you within 1 hour. I'm not saying specific geography. I'm teaching here writing geography. I'm not here to teach you like these concepts. I am here how to generate point by interlinking. This much only. You'll get it. See, you understood the question. Now see the questions, how they are asking. You understood the sentence, but here one point I have still left. You will get it. Here they are not asking about the resources and the industries. What they have given here the word distribution. Distribution means how they have been distributed across the world and India. So the questions you will observe not on the importance of resource, significance of resource, challenges of resource. Our focus of studying goes to the resources. But what they are asking, the distribution of the resources. How the oil and gas are unevenly distributed in the world. How the critical minerals are concentrated in some part of the world. And what is the implication of such kind of distribution? That type of question they are asking. See this. Sorry. First question. Recent, this is the, I think I came in some other area. Yeah, this is geophysical wala. Let's take randomly only, na? Why to go there? See here, 28. Water stress. What is water stress? How and why it's differ regionally in India? Observe two things. First, I told water is an important topic. Yes or no? Yes. Second, what I asked, what I told, distribution. Second part. Are they asking? Yes. They are asking why, how it differ regionally in India. We took very randomly, but you can see the language, syllabus, and the language of the question. You can relate. Second, discuss the factor of localization of agro-based industry. What they are asking? Distribution. Why it is localized in some part of the country, like in Punjab, Haryana more, but not in other. Getting? See this. Randomly, let's say this. The interlinking of river can provide the viable solution for multidimensional interrelated problems of drought, floods, and interrupted navigation critically examined. This is on the, again, which topic? Which resource? Water resource. Then, next, account of the present location. Again, regional. See, how will the melting of glacier have the far-reaching impact on the water resource? Again, water resource topic. I told water resource is the favorite topic. That's why I put there star. Every alternate year, you can find the question on it. Petrol refineries are not necessarily located. You have completed geography. Had you noted this? They're asking about region, location. Most of the questions, sometimes they can differ, but most of the questions are on the locations. What are the economic significance of discovery oil, Arctic Sea, and its possible environmental consequences? Resource in the region. The effective management of the land and water resource will drastically reduce the human. This is a little deviation. Not, you can't say a deviation, but here they have not asked about the regional. But most of the thing, like the South China Sea, assumed as the geopolitics in the present context. I mean, I don't think this is the direct question. The distribution is not direct here. Okay, so we need to focus on the resource, but focus should more on the distribution of that resource and the industry. That's the pattern of the question you observe. The second type. See the first one. Do you agree that there is growing trend of opening new sugar mills in southern states? Change in the region. They are not asking like the what is the new sugar mill. I mean about the sugar mill or the sugar. They are asking about distribution. Analyze the factor highly decentralized cotton textile industry in India. Industry decentralized, some region. So region is important. Understood? Now, the last part is our geophysical. That we'll cover in the next class because disaster is the next part. But here you understood what we have to cover, right? We need to cover two things. One is natural resource, their distribution, industries, their distribution. Okay? So these two type of questions they are asking. Now for them, what kind of templates we can create and those all things we'll discuss. But first we'll write. Okay? First question is on, see again location. Analyze the factors for highly decentralized cotton textile industry in India. I have already explained the PYQs. I mean the trend of PYQ, like the how they are asking. They are asking mostly on the location of industries and location of resources, mostly. But sometimes they can deviate. But our focus should be on the distribution. Okay, when you are preparing these concepts, prepare the distribution. Now the first question is analyze the factors for highly decentralized cotton textile industry in India. That means it is decentralized in some locations. It's not like the overall India have the centralized one places. Many places we have the industries, right? Textile industry. If you go to the southern Coimbatore and those area popular, west that Patola, Punjab, and then Gujarat, Ahmedabad, popular for the textile, cotton textile. And then if you go to the eastern, Kolkata, Murshidabad, jute. It's particularly asking about cotton. Jute is a textile, but jute is a separate textile. What it is saying? Cotton textile. Cotton have the specific textile. Huh? Okay, it's like the jute is a kind of textile. Cotton is a different textile. Any other textile? Silk. That's a different. Then silk you have, and then what we have?
Synthetic textiles.
Synthetic textile, man-made textile also we call, like jeans. Then wool. Wool is also textile from the animals, right? But it is particularly asking about the cotton. Okay, that's the first thing we have to be careful while addressing the demand of the question. Now, before going into the answer, as we do the template for such kind of question, see what they are asking. Mostly, they are asking two things. One is the question type is the industries. Here they can ask primary, secondary, and tertiary industry. Now, within industry, the first thing and the first foremost important thing is the distribution of industries. How they are distributed. This is the first type of question they are asking. Distribution of industries. The second thing they are asking is that if certain way they are distributed, let's say, what are its implications? If it is not uniformly distributed, there will be certain implications, right? So that is the second thing they are asking, that implications of certain distribution. So here distribution means you need to show the distribution of industry, implication, and third is the factors responsible for such distribution. Factors responsible for such distribution. So first thing, this factor, then you have this implication, then you have this distribution. These are the three type of most common questions we can predict in the UPSC. As we understood the pattern of the question, now we can create the template for them. The first is about the distribution. First is about distribution of industries. See, here you have to practice two things. One is the map of India. Map of India. Okay. Here, this is the one distribution because they have said that the India involving India. So this is the one. Second, you need to draw the. Oh, wait, it will be very big. So let me draw a small version. How many marks you will give for my drawing?
I out of 5.
That's too much. Okay. Here you have Madagascar. So these two you have to learn, because distribution you can't write, you have to show. Okay, that's the template for you. I mean, in distribution, you can't write, na, like you're writing for that mineral oil. It is there in the West Asia, no, don't do that. Draw a map and show there. That's the first thing for this distribution, to show the distribution. Okay. Now here, how you have to do is that, see, always divide the region wise. That means your answer should reflect that you are able to locate the industries from the different part of the world. For example, if you are considering the India, your location of the industry should cover the whole India. Suppose it should be the West India, South India, East India, Central India, like that. I'm not talking about any particular industry, but my point is, don't just show the southern. Suppose, let's say that the fertilizer industry. Now you need to use the common sense also. Fertilizer industry will be located where more?
Most agriculture.
Agriculture region. Why agriculture region? Because of coastal. Let's say in Madhya Pradesh, then demand is more. Industry. See, fertilizer is the kind of product which requires the transportation. It's not a small product. Huge trucks will be required to be transported. So it is better if the production is happening near the demand area, along with the raw material is available. So the most of the demand is in the Punjab Haryana region. So in the northern part, what I will do is that I locate this. Then second region where the more demand for fertilizer will be in the western region and the southern region. In the eastern southern part, let's say in the Kolkata small region, I will show, because less developed agriculture. Now here I will locate one location. Here I can locate, let's say, the Kolkata, sorry, that word is Kolkata. Here let me give one, let's say Madurai or some places. Here let me talk about the Pune. Here let's say Karnal, popular for the. Now I have to locate the region. I don't have to locate the specific, but one district or place or name you should give. Okay. Now suppose that textile industry, for example, let's see here my answer. What I did is that I divided it into 3 locations: Western Belt, Eastern Belt, and the Southern Belt. We know these 3 belts are there. Now here I could have given here one Ludhiana is very popular. Here Coimbatore is popular. Here Kolkata is popular. It could have been given. So this is the representation of distribution. Any question of geography related to distribution, map is non-negotiable. You have to draw. Okay, that's the learning. Understood? Similarly, when I am dividing the world, it should be the North America, South America, Africa, here Asia, here in this part Asia, this is Europe, and this is Australia. You can skip Australia, but try to locate some location from the different parts of the world. Don't concentrate it from the one place. For example, mineral oil, we know that this is very rich. We know Arctic, the Siberian, that's why Russia is supplying to us. Na? We are purchasing from Russia. It means Russia is rich in the oil. And the US is also having their own. Venezuela is popular. So one here. Australia is not having, let's say. Don't make the map complicated. Don't look like this. Ready? Huh? Just simple 3 line is enough to show. These are indicative diagrams. 3-4 line is enough. Okay. So clear distribution template. Huh? So template is the region wise division. North, west, south, east, central. Here continent wise. Clear? Next. Let's take the second one. We'll take first these implications. implications of such distribution. So what will be the impact? See, it will depend on the question type. It will depend on the question type. Either question can be on the Indian or the global. Global means like the global industry, global mineral can be there. Like that second question is the global. First question is Indian. Now, if they in the both question, if they ask the implication, in the second question they ask what? Implication. Did they ask the first question implication? Have they asked the implication? No. Let's say the implication is there. Do you think the same implication will be there in both area? Template can't be seen, right? One is Indian, one is the global. If you talk about the global, here the implication would be, for example, any mineral which is unevenly distributed, there will be geo-economic implication. First, we use this word, not only economic, geo-economic implication will be there. Economic fragmentation, economic lack of economic equal growth, economic development, financial crisis. One of the reasons why India had 1991 financial crisis was the oil crisis in the West. The war was going on. Prices increased. The impact of war somewhere else on India. Is it a geo-economic or not? When we call geo-economic, when the one place impact is the global or to other country. So that's why this word geo means earth, economic means economic dimension. Clear? So geo-economic will be there, inequality can be there. You can think about those things, right? Here, geo-economic, when you talk about the financial, global financial stability. Global, here, use the word global financial stability. And you can link IMF. This report is released by whom? IMF. International Monetary Fund. Yes, International Monetary Fund. They release it. So what you can say here is that due to the uneven distribution of oil or any mineral, there is always a threat to the global financial stability as mentioned by IMF in its report. That's the value addition. Clear? Next. Geo-economic done. Second, if geo-economic is there, there will be geopolitical. Yes or no? Right? Why India is focusing too much relationship with the Russia? One of the pillars is oil, energy security. Why India is focusing too much in the country like Qatar? Oil. Right. So the bilateral relationship, again when we see the geopolitics, we see it from three dimensions. Bilateral relation, second, multilateral relation, and third, diaspora. It is, I'm not bringing it. It's the part of our syllabus. If you see the IR, three parts are there. Bilateral relation, multilateral relation, and the diaspora. So here bilateral relation is being impacted by the geopolitics or not? Yes or no? You have to respond, okay? Yes. For example, India, Russia. We know many examples. Second is the multilateral. Any example, most important, if it is oil, OPEC is there. Do they have influence on G20 or not? Do they have influence on United Nations or not? Do they have influence on the WTO or not? Because of the monopoly of oil, they influence the geoeconomics and geopolitics. Clear? Third, diaspora. Can we bring this? If you have less point, then you can bring. Oil resources in certain countries, certain regions, attracted Indians to that place. Indian diaspora increased there. Right? Many southern people, especially from southern, that's why go to Kerala people, yes. Yes. So study abroad or go to abroad. There are banners I saw here. That's not there in our state. Here, many places there are consultants, I think, work in Saudi, like that. So that also influences the diaspora. Getting? So geoeconomic, geopolitical, clearly visible, right? Now any resource, any industry, whether you take any resource or any industry, Does it have impact on the ecology or not? You take any resource, it has implication on ecology. You take any industry, it has impact on ecology. So can we bring that to the global ecology? So the third dimension you can easily bring here is what? Environmental angle. And whenever we see environmental angle, we see how many dimensions? We have not covered, na, environment, 3 dimensions. Pollution, climate change, biodiversity. You imagine your environment which you have covered, you will see 3 things. Pollution, climate change, biodiversity. Same take back to this. Most of talks are going on around what? Pollution, Delhi pollution, this pollution, that pollution. And second, climate change. And third, biodiversity. Now think about the resource exploitation. Mineral, do it have impact on pollution? Yes. Do it impact on climate change? Yes. Do it have impact on the biodiversity? Yes. 3 points under the environment. Okay. Are you able to think the way it's going, right? So here the pollution, the climate change, and the biodiversity, 3 dimensions we will create in this world. Okay, 3 is enough. Next, what fourth we will create is other. If you have any point is specific to that particular topic, you can create it. Other dimension, maybe like for example the mineral oil. Other dimension is also like the inequality. Some region will develop very high, some will develop very low. Inequality. Socio-economic you can bring here. Other socio-economic. Technological also we can bring. You can bring those things for in economic point. Implication.
Influencing the topmost country, the money which is exporting, can it influence the internal factors of the other importing factor?
Yes, they can.
Where should we mention
The influence on the geopolitics. Basically, that's political influence. Huh? Using the economy, you are using the economy as a tool to influence the other country. That's the geopolitics. So we'll see the. Let's go to the second part. That is the Indian part. Okay. Understood? Global. Same thing we'll bring here, but it will be the regional. We don't have to use the word geo. So any resource will have the impact, economic impact, right? Second, political impact. What kind of political impact? Interstate dispute will arise, can arise. Water resource disputes, minerals. Because of that, reorganization of the states happened. Why Jharkhand was reorganized? One of the reasons is the mineral rich. Chhattisgarh also is similar. It triggers those interstate issues, right? Example like the water dispute, mineral rights disputes. Okay. Third will be what is the environmental. We don't have to change too frequently our templates, otherwise it won't be template. Environment, same. Just that geo we removed. Economic we can write, na? This fiscal deficit, those economic dimension you will get. There are different dimensions. Fiscal policy dimension, monetary policy dimension, right? National income dimension, sectors of economy dimension, socio-economic, skill and the employment, environmental. These 7 are also considered. Environment and sustainability. You open the Vivek Singh book, any book, you find the sustainability word. Sustainable economy, green economy. These things are going on. These are the 7 pillars of whole economy. And any question of economy can be written. The fundamental parts. Okay. So similar, these are nothing. We are not creating it. It's a part of the syllabus. It is structuring our mind to think in the broad dimension. It's not like we are artificially creating something. Okay, remember that. So this is environmental. Again, we'll bring 3 dimension. In India also it's common. Then the socio-economic should be there because socio-economic or what we can say is the developmental impact implication will be there. We saw the states like Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, despite rich in the minerals, poor among the states. Right? So that's the socio-economic impact, how the displacement of the tribals due to the mining, resource mobilization. That's also the socio-economic impact. Right? So those things we have to bring here as the socio-economic impact. So this makes the template for us for the implications. Clear? Next, last is the third is what? Third is factors responsible for the distribution of resource or industry. It will be different for the, currently we are discussing the resource. For industry will slight change, but it will mostly common. Okay, factors. Now, any resource, how it will be distributed, why it is concentrated in a particular place depends, the foremost, it depends on what? Not industry, resource, let's say.
Natural resources.
How the resource, suppose here more water is found. What is the reason? More groundwater is there. What is the reason? Geological factor, geographical factors. The river is here in a particular place because of tectonics. Plate tectonics is involved. Black soil is there in the Maharashtra. Reason is volcano. Oil are there in the western, West Asia, in the world I am talking about, because of the geological factor, the degradation, decomposition of the organic material which converted in the form of oil and gas. So the point here is that if they asked about the resources, the factor is the physical factor, or you can write as the geographic. See, everything is geographical factor. We need to subdivide them. So how we divide the geography? Physical, economic and geophysical. So it's that's what kind of reason? What kind of factor you talked about? Geological. It's a physical factor. It's a physical factor. Why a particular resource is found in a region have certain physical background, whether it is black soil, a particular mineral, energy, water, forest. It is because fertile land, organic resources. Why forest is not there in the Thar desert? Because of the physical reason. The climatic factors, temperature is high, humidity is low, fertility is not there, soil is not there. Physical factors. Getting for any resource, physical factor is going to be the first factor. We are talking about geography, not economy. So we can't write the economy as the first factor. Right? The first factor is the physical factor. Second factor can be the other factor. Like second can be the economic factor. Like how that distribution of that particular resource will depend on the economic. Like how much, see that one is the distributed, second is the how much you could explore the resource. There might be huge resources available in the Andaman Nicobar or might be in the Arunachal Pradesh or in some dense forest. You might not know that. But the countries like US, they might have the technology, money to explore it and extract it. That might also be the reason, economic, why that is there. But most of the time, the physical factor is the most important in the distribution of the resources in the world. Resources. We are talking about the resources, physical factors. The second is that the industries. Why industries are divided in a certain region? For this, we have the certain factors. We'll keep it for the industries. Mostly they ask for the industries. Because see, the question on the why the resources are distributed in a certain way in a particular region has very limited, what you can say that the influence, limited factors are there. See, why forest is there? There is no socio-economic reason. It's there because of nature. because of the physical factor. That's the only thing. But why a industry is there in a particular region? Why this Ashok Nagar is having so many educational institutions for the civil services coaching? There can be multiple factors, right? One is the demand side, second is supply side factors, right? Demand, until unless there is no demand, there is no industry. That's the first thing. And the supply side, yes, it's there, having the connectivity. RTC, crossroad, metro station is there, easy to connect. Road connectivity is good. Okay, the recently pathos are there, but it's okay. And then buildings are there, power supply is there, water supply is there. Yeah, it's good. I mean, the cafes are there, and this for the youth, basically. These things are there. Stops are nearby. Connectivity. Sikandrabad railway station is near. Lakdi ka Pul bus stop is there. So we can connect different regions here. So what we are getting is that to establish the coaching industry in the Ashok Nagar, there are certain factors which is influencing it, right? Similarly, now we have to see any industry. There are certain factors. Some are physical factors. If it is a hilly region, will you establish the coaching industry here? No. Why there is no coaching industry in the hilly region? It's a plain region. Plain influences. It's which kind of factor?
Zero.
Physical factor. Climate also. If it is like harsh, cold, very high temperature, that kind of region, again they won't prefer the industries, right? They need the stable weather where keep on coming the cyclones and the floods and the disaster, earthquake, difficult. So physical factor influence the industry, right? Second, economic. You need finances. The region where the easily funding is available, they will come, right? Taxes, economic. The high tax is imposed by the local bodies here. The industry will move somewhere else. Taxes. You think, na, your industry, if the tax is very high, why you will keep here on your income, right? And then bring the infrastructure you need, roads, power, water supply, these connectivity, these things are infrastructure. We'll write it, but first imagine things: physical, economic, infrastructural. The fourth and very important is the policy and regulation. A lot of regulations are there. Every month they are coming to check. Oh, electricity, oh, fire arrangement, everything. I mean, a lot of regulations are there. That's called a what? Red tapeism. Industry will go away, right? So that is the social, this regulatory. Then you have also labor workforce for any industry. Okay, so the point is that the five dimension we got, along with the demand, enough for us to write. Okay, so let's create the factors for any industry. Is that a physical factor? It includes climate, water source, topography, disaster resilience, disaster severity. How much severity is there? The four factors in the physical factors. Second, what I said, economic factor. Here is the credit, taxation, right? First. Third is infrastructure. Here you need the connectivity. This is physical connectivity, okay? Then you have digital connectivity also. You also need social infrastructure. What is social infrastructure? One is physical infrastructure, one is social infrastructure. What is social infrastructure?
People interact.
People?
Interact.
No. We study the infrastructure in economy. There are two types of infrastructure: physical infrastructure.
Medical,
Yes.
college,
Yes.
education.
Those are called as social infrastructures, like hospitals, police stations, which provide you the social services. securities and these all. Okay, so that infrastructure also required. Now, police station should be placed, should be secured. Then fourth, what is?
Policy and
Yes, policy and regulation. Like some states, that's why they give tax cut, subsidies, single window clearance, right? Here, the most important thing for the industry is that clearances. Two clearance is very important. One is land, second is environment clearance. The major issue for land acquisition and the environmental clearance, policy regulation. Then you can talk about the other policy like the fiscal policy, fiscal and monetary policy, single window clearance, and those all things. Single window clearance for this. Next is let's keep it under other. Here you need R&D, innovations, the places where R&D is available. Okay, labor force. R&D, let's technology is very important. Technology.
Indian labor laws.
That will come under regulation, isn't it? Labor laws and all things. Clear? Now, this kind of question, introduction is difficult to write actually in Indian geography. I mean, what introduction we should write? It's always, for me personally, it's very challenging, and I also didn't get from the. I tried to see the topper's copy also, but introduction is challenging because here you can't define. In geography, the first part, the conceptual part, there we can define the keyword. Here, how you will define the cotton textile industry? It's difficult to define. So, what generally we do, you'll see in the answers that will help you to. That will help you to understand that. But in conclusion, what we can use in the resource industry, we can use either SDGs, okay, sustainable, linking with the sustainability, SDG 8, Atmanirbhar Bharat also, yes. Self-reliant India can be used. Developed country by 2047 can also be used wherever industry and resources are there, because we need resources for the becoming developed country. Panchamrit. No. Panchamrit is related to climate change. But if you link with the climate change, it will be unidimensional. Better to link with the sustainable development, more on the economic aspect.
So loans.
Loan.
Loans.
In the conclusion,
Economic cooperation.
you are talking about way forward, to give way forward. Again, if you give the loan, let's say to MSME, one point, conclusion should not be directed to one particular point. It should not be just the environment. It should be environment plus economy. No? If you talk about the Panchamrit only, it will be difficult. So what you can say is that it can help us to achieve the Panchamrit with the Atmanirbharta or the self-reliance. Both can be linked. Okay. So here the different way of conclusions can be remember, we should ensure the resources, economy plus environment, ecology. This aspect plus society should be the part of it. So, in order to create that, we need Atmanirbhar Bharat, that is self-reliant, plus Panchamrit, which is related to the climate change. Both can be used. Panchamrit plus, this is for environment, this is for economic. Clear? Either here, if you are not okay, developed country by 2047. plus net zero carbon by 2070. Dual objective can be achieved if we are able to use sustainably those resources. Okay. Next, this answer. So here, this was the sample. The first I started this cotton textile industry in India as I gave some economic contribution 3%, however highly decentralized across the country. Not very good, but fact is there, so it's good. Then factors for decentralized cotton textile industry in India. I use the map. Map should be there. If you are not giving, 1 mark will be reduced. Then physical factor, like climatic suitability, water resource availability, economic factor, raw material available like black cotton soil in Maharashtra, transportation ports near Coimbatore. Then financial support like credit is available, accessible, infrastructure, energy availability, connectivity through multimodal infrastructure. Other like the demand is there, historical factor is there. These are historically centered, cultural preference for the cotton clothes. Despite such factors, this is very general. It needs policy action and sustainability. I could have used that which we have created. So this is not a good conclusion, but you understood framework, application of the framework.
There no need to explain limitations because you are asking.
What is the limitation? It's asking about the factors. Yes, I understood. That's why the last line. Despite such factors, the compared to the global production and the value addition, Indian industry is backward. That's the other side. I have not given the emphasis on the. You are asking about the 4-5 points. What you have written? Just wait. Political bill, okay. However, the textile are not free from.
I thought that analysis means both sides, so that's why.
No, it's good. You can write like this. Basically, what you can say is that highly decentralized cotton textile industry in India. First of all, it's saying that it is decentralized. It's having in the some regions. So how I took this question is that okay, it's already anyhow asking about the decentralized. These are factors. What you could have written is that despite such factors, we are not able to achieve its full potential. Then it's analysis. I mean, then that will be the opposite. You can't say no, it's not decentralized. How you have written? What is negative factor? There is nothing negative factor.
Because of the decentralization.
What is the negative factor? That distribution of soil to cultivation industry in the area. Yes, this is a positive factor. No? Black soil is there. This is the positive. Household practices in the textile cotton small.
Certain different areas.
If he asked about distribution, we could have.
See, that's the beauty of UPSC. They are not going to ask you the exact what is there. So decentralized meaning you need to understand. Decentralized means it is centralized in a very small region, local region. That's the decentralized local bodies, decentralized democracy, decentralized industry. In local areas are there. Now what is the factor? Yes, climate is suitable there. Yes, raw material is available there. Yes, I mean the infrastructure finances are there. These are the factors. Now what can be the challenge there? Is that not able to utilize that factors in a holistic manner or in a productive and efficient manner. That can be the analysis, the second part. But the actual demand of the question is these factors.
Otherwise, can you mention its outcomes?
Outcome? Why? They have not asked the outcome. No?
Like I mentioned lack of skilled labor.
Limitation for cotton industries, decentralization. It is the point. Lack of skilled labor also.
It's from heart of the market. And low in value due to climatic change.
See, this question is not very, I mean, the analyzed word is there. Sometimes what we can criticize is that it's not decentralized. Now it is expanding to other areas also. That is another way of looking to this question. See, what it says that it's there centralized, decentralized in certain areas. What we can say is that now this has been expanding from those pockets to other places also. Because of the availability of technology. Technology is defeating the climate now. Now we are able to create the atmosphere such a way that our textile industry, cotton textile industry can be anywhere. That can be the another way of looking this question, the analysis part. But that should be we need to emphasize more on these factors which is leading to it. We give small space. I mean, maybe the this part. This is very small. This is not right actually. It should be more actually. At least from here to here, we can give that. Saying that the technology factor has defeated the other factor like the climatic and the physical factors. That's why we see the industries are going away from the traditional centers like Coimbatore and these places.
Sir, if the pattern is there, we can give. If the pattern is doesn't exist, how can we give? Because decentralized, it's not centralized because the cotton-based industry is some material which is grown and set in the India. And even though we have international and domestic demand, we can't centralize it or we can't promote it because of the government initiatives like crop diversification and other things. We can't centralize it or we can't promote it everywhere. So another question I think is
question is not on centralization.
I'm saying that only.
See, they are not going to ask is centralized. The question in general, what we know is that cotton textile industries are located in certain pockets only. Right? So why it is present there? So the decentralized meaning here is that why it is present there? What are the factors? Analyze them. Okay. So if you write the reasons why, what are those factors because of which that happened? That's how you are addressing the demand. When it's saying analyze, means that give that saying. I mean, these are not the only factor. This technological factor and infrastructural growth are defeating this decentralized nature of this cotton industry. See, because of the technology, now you can produce first of all, you can manage the climate in the region. Second is that transportation is easy now compared to the previous time. So you can supply the raw material from the other place to our place. Huh?
Yes.
So that way we can write. See, these kind of questions, the second part, the template or the pattern application is when it is saying analyze, there we have to use our mind, and that will come gradually. It's not like every question till now you must have understood. Not like every question wherever there is saying analyze, examine, it's possible to give the positive, negative. That's the maturity you get over the time. It's not always about the positive, negative. Now here, what is negative? What's the negative? Nothing is negative. Here is that, okay, some factors are influencing. Think about it, like the industry, it's saying it's something decentralized in some pocket. There are some factors. Now, analysis doesn't mean that decentralized is not there. You can't say that, no, this is these factors influencing the decentralization, factors influencing the centralization, let's say. Or that is, it's not like the black, white. I mean, these are unique questions. That opposite wala part we get in the controversial issues, maybe in GS2, environmental issues. Not in this kind of, this is a fact, na? It will take some time to understand, but here different way you can analyze. One is that saying that yes, decentralized is there, but it's changing because of technology and infrastructure. Second way is that factors are there, but despite that, the full potential we could not achieve compared to the global. That's also the analysis. Analysis see the other different aspects of that particular question.
It depends technology to regulate the full potential of the Indian.
Yes, yes,
Sir,
that can be.
I mentioned that only to certain places they are limited. That means there are factors for its limitation.
Yes.
So possibilities that we can mention at least 2 to 3 points.
Yeah, you can do that. There is a limitation that their limitation in other areas might be the factors are available, but still they are not able to do it. That way you can say that the limitations are there. Okay, but remember the second part in such kind of question will not impact much, but the first part, why the factors, in questions like where a straight question is there, like geography, this is fact, guys. It's not like the where you give the political thing like the this UCC or the one nation one election. There you can give the criticism, examine, analyze, and these all things. This is fact, na. Factors are there. It's happening. Okay, they put the analysis part to see the other side. Means like, are we able to use those factors, or these factors are changing? Okay. Now let's see the next question. Discuss the multidimensional implication of uneven distribution of mineral oil. Now here the introduction, this is the global question, not national. Mineral oil are critical mineral, impact for any nation, important for any nation. Its uneven distribution can bring wider implication, very general. But here I try to give uneven supply chain risk brings the criticality of mineral. Value addition, small. This is the thing we learned in the critical mineral definition is this only. Supply is very low or uneven, and second is the risk is there. That brings the criticality. Used here. Implication of uneven distribution of minerals. Map. I hope everyone has drawn. See that. Simple representation. Okay. Don't make it complicated. Just the indication you have to make. Nobody is going to see exactly the mention or not. That much time nobody is having. Okay. Just make your diagram little simple. If you make it complicated, it will doesn't give that. Even if the 2 line is also enough. So similar implication, geopolitical implication, bilateral, multilateral, understood? As per the template, example, India, Qatar, OPEC on G20, geoeconomic supply chain disruptions due to the uneven availability, inequality in the regional growth. Anyhow, I have given the economic crisis like this subprime crisis, ecological pollution, climate change, 2-dimension biodiversity I didn't bring. Other is the security concerns like sometimes terrorists have acquired the oil wells like ISIS example in Syria. Mineral oil brings prosperity in the region. However, uneven distribution brings challenges. A resilient infrastructure, this is also very general conclusion. Very general conclusion. To be honest, my mind is not working. After that 2 class and then this was sudden actually. Morning only I got to know. I have to do it. Yeah. So, but you are getting the structure. The template you got, like how I have to read. The intro and conclusion I already shared, like how you can write it. Okay. Any doubt here in this question?
So if we have added security part, in which of the following should be added?
Other, put it in other.
Others?
Yeah. That's why we kept other. To any point if you're not getting, let's suppose it is political also. If you're not getting whether it is political or not, put in other. There you won't get time to think this thing. Just put and leave. Okay. Don't try to be perfect. Let be some variation. In some question you may not analyze also. All 20 question we don't have to write perfect. We need to be perfect in 10 to 12 question. Okay, if your mindset is I have to be perfect in every question, then you will be stuck. You lose marks in other. So let the imperfection be there. Like sometimes conclusion won't be good, sometimes intro won't be good. In some question you will miss the map. Some question you miss the second part to address properly. It will happen. Remember, you prepare how many times, doesn't matter how many times you write the test, it is going to happen in actual exam. So keep your mentality that you give your best, but if there is a flaw, you just identify that and try to resolve next time. But the other type of issue may arise in the next time. Okay, so that way things go.